Three companies are racing for control of the one thing every AI chip needs. Here's who's actually winning. On June 22nd, 2026, something happened that hadn't happened in 26 years. Samsung, the biggest company in Korea, one of the biggest in the world, briefly stopped being Korea's most valuable company. A memory chip maker passed it for a few hours. That's how fast this race is moving. Today we're ranking the three companies fighting for the AI memory crown. Who's actually ahead? Why the safe? Number 2 just got passed by the company everyone forgets, and the one number, 12 to 16, that could break all three of them before the race even finishes. First, what they're actually fighting over. Every AI chip needs high bandwidth memory stacked right on top of it. Just three companies on Earth make it, and together, these three control roughly 88% of the entire world's DRAM supply. This isn't a niche market, it's a choke point with three key holders. Today's leader, by a mile. SK Hynix holds over half the entire global HBM market and roughly 2/3 of Nvidia's next-generation orders specifically. First quarter revenue $52.6 billion, up nearly 200% in a single year. Operating margin 72%. That's not a typo. Here's why they're ahead. Their packaging process, called MRMUF, hits 75 to 80% yield stacking 12 layers of memory. Samsung's competing process, on its own newest node, is stuck at 60 to 65. That gap is the whole race in one number. The chaser making the biggest bet. Samsung still leads in plain DRAM, 38% revenue share, up 95% year over year. But in HBM specifically, they're playing catch-up, and they just cleared the final test. Nvidia and AMD both qualified Samsung's HBM4 this year, headed straight into Nvidia's Rubin platform and AMD's next chip. Samsung's bet is total control, building the logic die on its own advanced factories instead of renting someone else's. It's the one company here that owns both the memory and the chip making. If it works, nobody else can copy it. The quiet compounder. Micron's entire 2026 HBM output is already sold, not mostly, all of it, under fixed-price contracts locked through 2027. The stock is up 242% this year. By some industry counts, Micron has already passed Samsung's HBM market share outright. The catch? Micron announced $200 billion in new capacity. None of it ships in time. The new Idaho fab, the Taiwan acquisition, the Singapore plant, nothing meaningful comes online before 2027. Everyone's racing on a track that's already fully booked. The number behind everything. To build one HBM chip, you stack 12 to 16 wafer-thin memory layers directly on top of each other. One bad layer, just one, and the entire stack is scrap. Even SK Hynix, the best in the business, only saves 75 to 80% of what it stacks. Samsung saves less. This is why nobody can just print more of these. The part none of them control. The next generation, HBM4, adds something new at the very bottom of the stack, an actual logic processor, not just memory. And building that logic die requires the same advanced factories that make Nvidia's own chips, which mostly means one company, TSMC. SK Hynix already outsources its HBM4 base die to TSMC. Even Samsung, the company betting everything on owning its whole supply chain, is under pressure to follow at the cutting edge. Whoever wins this race still has to pay the toll. The threat none of the three can control. A technique called quantization can cut an AI model's memory needs by roughly 75%. Meta already shrank its mobile Llama models by more than half using it. Every gigabyte an AI lab doesn't need is a gigabyte. These three companies don't get to sell. And memory has crashed before. Every previous boom in this industry lasted a few quarters. Then supply caught up, prices fell, and everyone bled. Goldman Sachs says this shortage is the worst in 15 years. But even they don't expect real relief before late 2027 or 2028. Until then, it's a knife fight for share. After that, nobody knows. This week's reality check. 3 days ago, Samsung and SK Hynix both fell more than 9% in a single session as the broader chip stock sell-off finally reached memory. Stocks up 200–300% this year and still capable of a 9% afternoon. So here's the scoreboard. SK Hynix leads on yield and on Nvidia's order book. Samsung is betting its whole business model that owning everything beats renting the best. Micron's already sold out for a year. Most competitors haven't even priced yet. And every single one of them still answers to a fourth company that makes none of the memory at all. That's the real race, not who has the biggest factory, but who controls the one number the whole industry runs on. Subscribe for the next one. Numbers from company filings and public market data. Links below.